Before we begin our meeting, we would like to acknowledge that Stewie Act is in the and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Call to order, I'd like to acknowledge the following. We have a full council this evening, as well as Helen Young, our finance managers with us, Aaron Richards, the director of community development. Are there any requests to change to the agenda? Councilor Rothman?
I have an item to add, and then I have a question on another item. Item to add would be under 14, and it would be number 2, pending litigation. And then I have a question regarding 9.3, which is our operating budget draft that we just received tonight. Should we not defer that to a special meeting? It did not provide me enough time to go through it.
We are going to have a special meeting on it, but are we going to cover it this evening as well?
Yeah, good question. So I think the intent was for council to get some information updates from what we heard from the public consultations tonight, and the discussion around the table would be to call a special meeting to discuss the budget from it.
So I guess my request is if we're receiving things on the budget, that we should at least receive them 2 or 3 days prior to our meeting, so we have time to review them beforehand. That's all, that's my request.
We're happy to follow council's direction however you wish. If we wish to pull it off the agenda, we can and go right to a special meeting. Ms. Young is here tonight. If there's any questions regarding the consultation process, we're happy to answer those. So the discretion of council will follow through on the agenda as you wish.
Okay. So
That's just my opinion, my request, because I haven't even had a chance to look at it.
can we not have Helen do the verbal on the changes this evening? And then that were brought up at the public meeting, and then we will have our special meeting on it at a later date. All in favor?
I'm not sure that we can do that. I mean, all I'm saying is I have not had a chance. This was walked in at 6:50. I have not had a chance to go through it. I don't know if there's other changes. I have notes from the other one. So all I'm saying is it did not provide me an opportunity to do my job as a counselor to review the documents. So I'm not sure about I know another meeting is great, but if we're going to discuss it tonight and at another meeting, I don't understand.
It's just the changes that were made, that the public brought forward from our 2 meetings, is it not? That are in here, and then we will have a further discussion on it at a special council meeting.
Yes, I think the intent was to set council up for success by having Ms. Young update council on the changes you'll see in the document you just received, to give you the time to go through it, so that when we have a budget meeting, we can review at that time and discuss and debate at that time. I don't believe the intent was tonight to discuss or debate the budget, it was more to update on the changes or the updates that we heard from the process, or to respond to some of the questions that we heard from the last meeting.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we add number 2, pending litigation, under 14.
We will add those.
I'll second.
So we need a first.
I made the motion.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
For all one, seconded by Deputy Mayor Rebecca Project Line. Are there any disclosures of interest on the agenda? Oh, sorry, all in favor?
Discussion.
Oh, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Are there any disclosures of interest on the agenda? There are none. Are there any comments or concerns regarding the minutes from February the 13th, 2025 or February 27th, 2025? Councilor Osborne.
2020. So I have a couple, actually. So I have the minutes of. February 27th. And the motion under 9(2)C should actually read Deputy Mayor Roger Lang. Just little things, and then, under 9(D), it should just be, result motion carried. I don't know where the as amended came from.
Sorry, that was item 9D, is that correct?
Yeah. Doesn't change the intent.
We'll make those changes. Thank you. Announcements of proclamations, we have, none were received. We have a presentation receiving from the Lions Club. I'd like to forward it over to the Lions Club to make the presentation.
All right, I guess this goes to. Does it go to Parks and Recreation? How does that work?
It is gonna go to the parks, it's for our, some sand that we have, I'll let Aaron explain that.
Yeah, so we started, if I may speak, we started an after-school program and we run summer day camp programs up at the Stewiacke Community Center. And we're all about encouraging children to be outside and play with natural substances such as dirt, gravel and mud, wood, trees. So this will be supporting purchase of a pile of sand so children can play in that as they wish.
That's good because we want the kids to actually get away from the screen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess we'll make the presentation to you or whoever else wants to read one over in front of you, because we do radio bingo within, this is a Stubby, and we do Stewiacke, and it encompasses our area. And we do sell bingo cards up here in a couple of locations, right next door at Whistler's and at the Foodland. And Guardian, I guess, yeah, 3 places. The Lower League goes around and does all that sort of thing. So we wanted to be a little, since the community gives to us, we wanted to give a little bit back. And hopefully, depending on how much money we can raise every year, this might be something that we can do every year to give a little bit back to the community. We wanted to become a little more visible up here too, because we're just shy of maybe a couple more members that aren't here, but you know, we're not a very big army. So we could use some help too, promotion. So maybe it could be a two-way street.
Wonderful.
All right.
Sorry, you said Whistler's, Guardian, and what was the third location?
Foodland.
Foodland. Okay, thank you.
So if you guys, we need a photo op.
One of the council members, you guys.
Mayor.
Yeah, mayor, yes.
I'll just get to check. We're all getting here.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Somebody want to take pictures for it? Sure. Where we doing? No, that's right.
Please,
We're gonna have them put you down. I'm just gonna move here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Almost with the motion.
Jesus, sorry, no, sorry.
Y'all in the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's not wave the same phone.
You should, yeah.
I was gonna say, we do have another.
thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so, you got some, you got pictures on yours?
Yep, I do.
Okay, so we'll email it or whatever we gotta do. Thanks, that's your time.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? Thank you guys for supporting us up here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
But anyone you wanna join the Lions Club? You should have coffee.
Here, see you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye. Bye. Thank you, Audrey. I'll call you again, don't worry, you're not getting up that easy.
No, call Aaron,
Hi.
call Aaron.
No, it's fine.
Your email, Aaron, or just Aaron, right?
Huh?
You live through that too, right?
Make sure nobody's smoking.
I'm already got that.
We'll move right on. We have written petitions and correspondence. There were none presented from the public tonight. When we got to business, the staff will now present the reports.
Thank you, your worship. First up, we've got the CAO report. We just want to remind the public, Public Works is experiencing and getting reports a lot of dumping in town. So we're trying to remind the public, we put some social media posts out to remind the public that we've got waste facilities and proper waste management collection centers across Colchester County. The Colchester Valefield and Compost Facility is at 188 Mingo Road in Kemptown. Reminding residents that it's open Monday to Friday, 8 AM to 4 PM, Saturdays, 8 AM to noon. And to check out Colchester's waste management website. If you have any information, need any tips on sorting or anything like that for recycling or waste. We're doing some promotion of the waste management app. There's been lots of questions about waste management, canceled collections during bad weather days in the winter time. We're seeing that online. Just a reminder to all the residents that if you get the Colchester Waste Management app, it does include Stubiac, and you will get instant updates to your phone. You will get updates on cancellations, you'll get updates on rescheduling, you will get updates on things like Christmas tree pickups, special collections for electronics and things like that. So please download the app. The information is on our town Facebook page. It is contained within this report. You can get the waste management app at the App Store for both your Android and your iPhone. Continuing on, just going through the budget process, we held 2 budget consultations with the public in the last couple of weeks. We held one on March the 1st at the community center and the second one on March the 5th at the community center. The budget process will continue, and we'll be taking feedback from the public and from council, feeding that back into the process along the way. The community development team, the rec team and community development team, Mr. Richard is here tonight. If there's any questions specific to the goings on in community development and rec, but right now we want to update and look at the food bank. In 2024, the town office became a drop-off location for the food bank. In 2024, we had 727 kilograms of food dropped off here at the town office. That included the tree lighting food drive and the Christmas Eve food drive. The dollar value of food per kilogram totals were $5,670.60, which went to the food bank. There's also $715 donated from the pancake supper. The total is $6,385.60, which is going to the food bank in this effort. So great work by our community development team. Their work in dismantling hate and racism continues. This again was a mandated task and project by the province. We're well underway and the project will be complete by May 30th. That's in line with the provincial deadlines. Community development team is working on an indoor yard sale, which will be April the 5th from 10 AM to 1 PM. Proceeds from the table sales and door admissions will go to the recreation budget to offset costs and constructing a ball pit for the children to utilize and who register in our youth programs. The Easter egg hunt, tickets will be available for pickup on March 24th at the town office. The Easter egg hunt will be April the 12th at 10 AM at the recreation grounds. We had some inquiries about summer student positions. Summer student positions will be advertised April 1st for day camp leader positions and summer sport positions. Interviews and number of hires will be set once the operational budget for the fiscal 2025-2026 year is approved. And just a reminder, community center rental rates will go up to $30 an hour, which is an increase of $5 an hour to offset operational costs, lighting, custodial fees, things like that in the budget. And with that, that was the CAO update. Happy to answer any questions, and Aaron's here from community development as well. Yeah.
Councilor Whitmore?
I have a couple. Summer student positions. Did we receive funding from Canada Summer Jobs? Do you know? Did we apply?
We did apply, we haven't received any notice yet.
Ooh, okay. The $5 increase, like, is the $30 comparable to other centers around? Like, is that,
I'd say very much so,
yeah,
yes.
Like, are we still under, way under?
We could do a comparison on other municipalities, but
Yeah.
the rate increases, and we felt was fair for our.
Okay. And your last update was on the RCMP. Any idea about a community meeting here in Stewiacke? He's held numerous ones throughout the county, but none here.
I do not have a date yet, but I will ask
Okay.
again.
I will continue to ask.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll be the next report, so no motion for my information, or my request for information, I will pass it over to Ms. Richards, who has got the next 3 reports.
The regional accessibility report.
All right, so you have in your report in front of you, the regional accessibility plan for 2025. Most of council was on the workshop call on Monday, March 10th, to go over the regional accessibility plan with the consultants. There were no questions really or concerns about the presentation on the plan. So the reason why we have this is we're mandated to have an updated regional accessibility plan. And the goal is to try to have a more accessible Nova Scotia by 2030, and action items within the plan will hopefully follow through and get us to that point.
So there are some recommendations in the
Do you
report.
want, do you want a motion? I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion that council, receives the regional accessibility plan of 2025 and that council adopt the regional accessibility plan of 2025 as presented.
Do I have a second? Second for discussion,
Question.
all in favor? No. We'll move on to the STEP program.
We had Brain Trust, February 13th, come and do a presentation on our STEP program and regional tourism expansion plan. So the next step through actioning out that plan is to create an executive committee. Members of the councils throughout the region are gonna make that executive committee, and then potentially get to hiring a marketing and tourism manager. How we divvy up the funds on the levy, the application processes for stuff like that. So we're here to request one of our council members be appointed to that.
Do we have any volunteers?
I'll do it. For me, it just made sense. If it was either the Parks and Rec or Business and Tourism, because that's where it falls.
I'll assist you in any way I can.
Perfect. Unless somebody else.
So we'll do the motion on the table and to insert Councillor Osborne's name into the motion.
I can't make a motion for myself.
I will move it.
You'll make that
I'll
motion.
make that motion and we'll put Pam's name in it, take it to boo and away we go.
Do I have a seconder, please?
That's it.
Councilor Lowe. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? There. The micro grant application will be next.
So last year, we gave a pilot project of micro grant funding, a try this to our community members. We had 12,000 in funding last fiscal year, so we were able to allot 2,000 to applicants. This year, the funding pot was a little bit smaller of 2,500. We had 6 applications for micro grants from residents, community groups in the town of Stewiacke. And in front of you, we have a recommendation to award 4 of the applications funding to proceed with their projects. And I just want to note that there's no fiscal commitment or financial commitment, sorry, from the operating budget rather than in-kind time on behalf of staff.
So I can make that motion.
I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So I just have a question, because I know, and I'm gonna say it wrong,
Yeah.
but the dojo,
Yes,
they applied last
They
year.
did.
Did they get a micro grant last year?
Yes.
Oh, they did.
they did.
Okay, for some reason, I didn't think they did.
Yes, the 2 that we're not recommending tonight did receive funding last year. as
Okay.
well, so.
Okay, and two of the four that that you're recommending have the same person attached, is that correct?
Same organization, a feeder, new program, like new stream off of that, different application name.
I'm talking, the Rising Tide Society. And
Oh, yes.
Sports,
Yes,
both have the same person attached to
yes,
it?
they do.
Okay, is that? No, I mean, I know Rising Tide Society, I didn't know the other one.
Yes, so there's a women's sport group that meets up at the Winding River Consolidated, and their lead is Kenny Branch. And then she is part of Rising Tide Art Society, but they're not affiliated, like
Okay,
the two aren't.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, all right, perfect, that's really all I, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll make the motion that council approve micro grant funding to Rising Tides Art Society, Limitless Angel Society, K9 Tricksters, and Women's Sport Group.
Do we have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor? Oh. Carry. All right, so move on to point 5, the council code of conduct, appointment of a third party investigator.
Okay, so just, I know council's aware, in the fall, we were required to, adopt the council code of conduct. As part of that process, we were to, find a third-party investigator to, be part of the town's process if we had a code of conduct complaint. The report and recommendation in front of you speaks to the fact that AMANS, who's the, group that represents, all the municipalities, across Nova Scotia, has, done a third-party investigator RFP and review of qualified candidates. And they have presented a list of qualified candidates and will continue to add to that group as proponents come forward. So in the report, you'll see we're recommending that we follow AMAN's procurement process. That council authorize the CEO to proceed to execute contracts to retain an independent third-party integrity commissioner from the AMAN's current list of qualified investigators as necessary when a complaint is received. So this list may update somewhere along the process. I have noted in the report that one of the qualified proponents was Charles A. Thompson, who is our town solicitor. He would be disqualified due to conflict of interest. Our recommendation is such that this allows us the flexibility to, when we have a conduct complaint come in, find an available qualified contractor that is able to respond right away. And I'm happy to take any questions.
If we need to have one of these individuals, is there a fee?
Yes, so the financial portion of the report does speak to that. However, it is very challenging for staff to nail down the financial cost because we would basically be retaining a third-party investigator that would pay them by the hour. The amount would be determined based on whether or not the code of conduct complaint got through the first gate, which is to be determined by the investigator if there's an actual investigation to occur. Sometimes report or code of conduct complaint could come in. They may determine that there's no code violation and no investigation required, and it might stop there. So it might be on the cheaper side. If a full investigation is required, we'd be required to pay for the hourly charge.
I thought it went through you first and then the investigator.
It comes to me and to the
Okay.
investigator from there.
Okay,
Yes. We have to engage the investigator in order to evaluate the complaint. It can't be done by me. It needs to be done by an impartial party, but I am notified as CAM. It becomes completely hands off from staff.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, we have to have somebody on
We-
hand,
we're
correct, like,
required, yes, by
it's
provincial
mandated
legislation.
that.
I'll make that motion that council. I'll make that motion that council adopt the code of conduct, third party integrity Commissioner report be received and that council adopt the current list of AMANS qualified investigators for the municipal code of conduct, and that council authorize the CAO to proceed to execute contracts to retain an independent third-party integrity commissioner from AMAN's current list of qualified investigators as necessary when a complaint is received.
Do I have a seconder?
Second it.
Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? There. Move on to the committee reports and we'll pass it over to Councillor Cam Austin.
My update's gonna be very brief because unfortunately we didn't have quorum last night. However, when I was reviewing the minutes, we did, make a recommendation to council on February the 13th, which was, the motion was made, but it was never carried through to the council, meeting for approval. So what I'm asking is, I'm gonna make a motion tonight, to solidify, to firm up what we've already made as a recommendation to council from February 13th, which is, to ask staff to develop a framework, with regulations, and amendments to the land use bylaw and to the municipal planning strategy regarding water, the water supply, and, regarding the, future development. So, I am trying to get our meeting back on track as quickly as we can. This is high priority, I believe, for all of us. But unfortunately, I had 3 late regrets. So we canceled the meeting that was scheduled for last night. Do you have any questions before I make the motion? I will entertain them. No? Okay. With that, I'd like to make a motion that council give approval to the planning advisory committee's recommendation to have staff draft regulations to the land use bylaw and municipal planning strategy and to which address the water supply concerns in regards to future development in the town of Stewiacke.
And do I have a seconder? Discussion? All in favor? All right, no. Vote. Carried. We'll move on to the 2025-26 budget and I'll pass it over to Helen Young.
Thank you, Johnson. I just want to give a couple of quick updates, based on some feedback from our public meetings. The first one being, to revenues, the, amount of 65,000 for, the housing has been removed. That has been moved to the bottom line and recommended that it go into reserves. Other than that, there are no changes to the revenue deficit. No changes to grants. No changes to our sale of service or revenues from our own sources. On the expense side, in the general operating budget, the only thing that we've changed there is the after-school program has asked for an additional $1,000 for after-school supplies. Things as markers, paints, all those types of things. As well, there was the additional ask for the recreation committee to bump that up to $20,000 from $14,650. And that is to accommodate like these smaller community events, which Erin, you could list them out if anybody wants to know specifically what they are. And yeah, and of course, the transfer from transfer to the operating reserve that has increased based on that $65,000 being moved. On the water utility budget, we had an additional ask for $4,500. This is to facilitate a new computer and new software to run the water treatment plant. We also removed the ask for a new pump. There was funds left in this year's fiscal budget to cover that, so that has been reduced, bringing the water utility operational budget down to a deficit of 8,126. No changes in the transmission or distribution. No changes in general administrator for the water utility. And then the changes to recreation are the two asks that I had mentioned previously for the after-school program and additional funding for the recreation committee. And they are the only changes that have been made within this budget.
So if I may, I think tonight, the intent of the conversation was to flag the changes and the notes that we've made during the process. We know as a request from council to strike a separate budget meeting. That will give council the time to review the document that you received this evening, ask any questions of staff, and then come back to the table to ask any questions to make the budget publicly. So we can take the date for the meeting offline and call meeting at the call of the mayor. And we can go from there, or council can prescribe dates tonight and put a motion on the table.
We'll pick a date at a later time. Or do you want to pick it tonight? Is there any date?
Well, I have a couple of questions that may go into helping when we prepare the budget again, because just from the draft that I had that I worked from.
Absolutely.
So there was a $30,000 housing amount that was in the draft before that showed that for 2024, 25, you were gonna look into seeing if we paid that or not, because that's another amount with that 65.
That is, that's actually an accounting entry for 2024.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been paid though.
Okay. No, it wasn't paid. It's just an accounting entry. It's on the books. It needs to be reversed.
Oh, it needs to be reversed.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the money is.
The money did not
Oh, okay.
get spent.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
And thank you for flagging that because of the computers that come down.
No, that's okay. The other thing is, through the Municipal Government Act, the CAO salary needs to be actually detailed out. Okay. And then I have a whole bunch of other questions, but they can wait for the budget meeting. Those are the two major ones.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to other business.
If we want to pick a date or,
We can, if you want to pick a date tonight, or we can. I don't have a calendar in front of me or anything.
I think the best to take it offline and
Yeah, I
find everybody's availability and it's
Some options.
or just do a doodle or something.
all right,
That's good.
thank you. Other business, bylaws and policies, there was nothing received, citizens' comments. There are no residents' comments. Are there any online?
we have one resident.
Oh, sorry, anybody,
You just always forget to do it.
any comments, Audrey?
Say anyway.
Okay, do you have any online? No comments online. We'll move on to mayor's report. Just my verbal. I attended the Chamber of Commerce breakfast. The other day, there were 3 businesses present. Hopefully next time we'll have a better turnout. Hopefully we'll know about it, and we'll have a better turnout. We can inform the businesses that we have here in town. Pancake breakfast was wonderful. Thank you, Aaron. Look forward to helping you with the next one as well. Other than that, I have nothing. Pass it on to Rebecca, Councillor, Deputy Mayor. Roger Klein, anything from you? That's a mouthful.
No, nothing for me.
Thank you. Councillor Osborne?
I had a great time at the pancake supper too. It was fun. And it was extremely well attended. So, yeah.
Yeah, over 200, I think. Wonderful. Councillor LeBlanc?
When I attended the two public meetings about the budget on the 1st and on the 5th, I attended a Zoom meeting of the Northern Region Solid Waste on March the 7th. And I attended a Zoom meeting on March the 10th, to hear the presentation of the Regional Accessibility Plan.
Wonderful.
I type it out for them.
I thought you were gonna get me to read it too.
Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Lee?
I also attended the online session for the regional accessibility meeting, regional accessibility presentation and the March 5th budget meeting.
Wonderful. Thank you all. We will now move to our in-camera session.
I'll make a motion that we move in camera at 7:36.
Do I have a second?
Second it.
Discussion?
See you there.
See you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Before I forget. Here's that motion. I think you can read my script.
I will try. Sorry, that was first by Councillor Osborne, second by Councillor Leeds, is that correct? I will log off and end the meeting, you're going into closed session.
Camera at
7:36.
7:37.